So a war is definitely coming, and everybody will be involved in some way, from Tommy, the Serbs, the Flynns, and the CBI, and possibly even Moshe's men, after Jenard killed one of his guys. And Jenard really is becoming a problem, not just for Tommy, but for the streets in general, because he's been making all these moves against Tommy ever since Elijah was killed, because he still blames him for his death. But now Dahlia's got Jenard's head all twisted up, and he wants to get to the source, not knowing that Tommy's the one behind it. And we all know Jenard can be unpredictable at times, always constantly high on his own product. So we're gonna see Tommy doing everything he can to protect his business, and that's gonna be with the Serbs. But Jenard's got his own crew, which is cousin buddy from Gary, and I really don't have a good feeling for Jenard's crew, because he really doesn't know who he's going up against. But the problems for Jenard go deeper, because there's still this internal power struggle with Diamond, and he's ready to take back control. And then we can't forget about Walter Flynn versus the Serbs, which is something that Tommy may have started, but Walter Flynn just couldn't help himself when he savagely killed 3 of the Serbs. So we're gonna look at Tommy versus Jenard, but how this is so many other factors at play with Jenard and Diamond, as well as Walter Flynn and the Serbs. But let's start with how Jenard's been plotting behind Diamond's back, because he's been making snaky moves behind Diamond for a while now, and even more so since Elijah was killed. And it's always because he wants to take back what he believes to be his, and that's an organization he was in control for 15 years, where he gave up his education and future to keep the CBI going.
And I put in work, bro, 15 long motherfucking years. Built something real.
So he lost his dream to keep diamonds alive, and now the CBI is all he's got left. But with the CBI having the Serbs pipeline, this isn't enough for him, because he's come across a new drug, which is Dahlia, and he knows that this is the future, and so does Diamond. But he's just a little cautious, because back in the day in 2006, the drug sold by the CBI caused a lot of death and issues, and one of them was Officer Bennigan's sister, who I think was the one who was holding the gun to Diamond's head in episode's 9 trailer. So this is why Diamond is still cautious, but he still asked Jenard what move would he make if he was in charge of the CBI, and the answer was simple: Dahlia. But where Jenard doesn't know who's behind the black magic, Diamond does, because Claudia made it blatantly obvious when she rolled through his barbershop, and Diamond's not stupid. He showed us he still got his wits about him when he did his research on Adrian, and also when he rejected Claudia's deal, because she was going behind her partner's back, and he knew it. And I do think he could have put 2 and 2 together, because he knows that Tommy's making moves after he saw the map at Tommy's place. Now, on the other hand, we have Jenard, who made a very reckless move in going after one of Moshe's men on the info that Marshall and Blackson gave him, because killing someone from another crew and taking their weight, now this opens up a whole can of worms in itself, because there definitely could be some blowback, and this is something that could cause a huge problem between Diamond and Jenard, as if they don't have enough issues already. But the reason why Jenard made this move was because he needed to go to cousin buddy in Gary with Dahlia to give him an incentive to come and fight his war with whoever's standing in his way between him and this black magic. But Jenard went to Gary to get these soldiers because one of the main issues that Jenard has is he doesn't have many of the CBI members behind his back like Diamond does, and Elijah even made this clear to him earlier on in the season, and there is just no way Diamond would start a war because of what's happened in the past. They've just lost too many men, and Diamond knows a war is bad for business, which is why we saw him making the deal with Tommy and Vic, and even trying to make peace with Walter Flynn in episode 3, because he knows it's always better to work with each other than against each other. But where Diamond wants to know more about Dahlia before getting into business with a new drug, Jenard wants to go to war for it, without even doing his research about who's behind it, possible side effects, and how much it costs. And this is a huge difference between the two. Diamond is still thinking about what moves to make, because he wants to make the right one, especially because he doesn't want a repeat of 2006. But Jenard is moving way too reckless, and it does seem like Jenard has the backing of Blackstone, and with Marshall's cousin and Gary behind him, he's ready to make his move to take back control over the CBI. But where he mentioned that he's going to go through anybody standing in their way between them and this black magic, but what he doesn't know is Tommy is the one who's standing in his way, and this is the one person you just do not want to start a war with. And it's not like Jenard doesn't know what Tommy's capable of, because he made it clear in episode 2 when he smoked 2 of Rojas' men, and he sent a message loud and clear to Jenard and the rest of the CBI what he's about. But this anger that Jenard has is over Elijah's death, Tommy getting in between him and Diamond, which indirectly led Jenard to losing control over the CBI, and also because he's come to Chicago playing by his own rules, and this has Jenard completely blinded by hatred.
Voted you bad for business. Alright? Bad for the city.
And ironically, this is the same thing Kane and Tariq went through in Power Book 2 Ghost, where Tariq was actually good for the Tejada organization, but Kane couldn't see it, and he was blinded by hatred towards him, which is why we saw the move with Officer Ramirez's badge. And it's the same case in this situation with Jenard and Tommy. Tommy's actually a good move for Diamond and the CBI, because he helped them with the product and getting the Serbian pipeline, so without Tommy they wouldn't be making the money that they are in the Serbian territory. But Jenard and Kane will never see that Tommy and Tariq are good for their family organization, because they just feel threatened that their place in the Tejadas or the CBI was taken, and to be honest, rightfully so, because neither Kane or Jenard can be trusted. And we've seen plenty of evidence from both of them making moves behind their family and their organization's back. But coming to look at this from Tommy's perspective, he knows that Jenard is a problem, not Diamond, because when D-Mac warned him that he needs to watch his back, even though he didn't say it was Jenard, Tommy would have known, because Diamond and Tommy have this respect between them, and he knows that Diamond would never make a move against him, because he knows the cost of doing business. Whereas Jenard was the one who made it blatantly obvious that he was the one who had an issue with Tommy.
We both buried on our side. Who the fuck you dropping rolls for?
So, where we've seen Diamond aware of his surroundings when it comes to Adrian, I'm sure Tommy's thinking about what D-Mac said to him being cut out of the deal with the CBI and Vic, but especially the drive-by shootout when he went to go save Liliana, and putting 2 and 2 together, I'm sure he can work it out that it was Jenard who tried to smoke him. So with that being said, let's talk about Tommy working with the Serbs, because Tommy actually warned them just before this drive-by to get down. So Merkovich will know that it wasn't Tommy who set the drive-by up, but the Serbs haven't been back since, which has allowed the CBI to take their pipeline. But we are going to see the return of Merkovich, and that's for one of 2 reasons. There's the war with Walter Flynn, and we're going to see him drafting in his guys from Ireland, because he is definitely going to go after the Serbs for going after his son Vic. But Tommy needs some backup, because he's got Jenard and the guys from Gary after Dahlia, and when Jenard realizes that Tommy's the one who's behind it, this is just going to fuel him even more to take Tommy out and anybody standing with him. And what is Diamond going to make of this war that Jenard is about to start? Because there is just no way he'd be down with it, especially against Tommy and the Serbs, but Jenard is done playing second fiddle. So where he told Diamond he's happy to play any small part in the CBI, we all knew it was bullshit, because he wants what's his. But not only is he gonna have to go through Tommy to get to Dahlia, he's gonna have to go through Diamond to get control over the CBI. But this feud with Tommy and Diamond won't finish in season 1 in my opinion. This is a feud I do think will continue into season 2, just like it did with Kane and Tariq, where eventually we saw them working together for the greater good. But let's not get it twisted, all hell will break loose in episode 9 and 10, from Jenard's crew to Tommy, the Serbs, and to Walter Flynn, and there will be an all-out war, and probably casualties on both sides. So drop all your thoughts down below on Jenard vs Tommy, even though I think we know who's gonna win this, but let me know your predictions down below on how you think it's gonna play out. So drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 4 Force and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.